one of the other things I'm doing is I'm starting to create videos for every step of the process. So for instance, you see these two links here. I created a video this morning, which is still being processed, for slides. Good morning, Vin. So I created one for a video for slides, how to create hyperlinks, and also one for sites. But I'll go ahead and go back through those because they're not finished and not uploaded yet. So hyperlinks. Hyperlinks, you all just know them as links. This is not necessarily, this link isn't going to work necessarily until I present this presentation. This is an example of an external link. This is actually today's daily doodle that was uploaded to YouTube. And so you can play it here, but I also did the hyperlink here. So here's how you do a hyperlink very quickly. An internal hyperlink, whether it's on a, good morning, Itzela. An internal link is something that's either inside the same presentation or on slides, or excuse me, on sites. An internal link would be something that leads you to another place on this same site. So an external link would be something that goes away from the site. So for instance, this external link goes to a YouTube video, which is actually the same video as this one, I think. Let's see what happens when we click on it. Yep. So I've created videos on both of these, and I will add them to Google Classroom. I'll add them to Google Classroom when class is finished today, or when y'all have signed off. So this one's a really important one. What I want you to start thinking about and doing is I want you to start thinking about the reference images that you look at when you are trying to draw stuff. So just as an example, I'm going to go to just sort of do a random thing. I don't know why this person came up. Nope, not Popeyes. Popeye the Sailor. So this is one of my favorite cartoons growing up, Popeye the Sailor. So let's say I want to draw this particular cartoon of Popeye. I'm going to keep clicking through until I actually see the drawing from its source. And then I'm going to right mouse click on it and select Open Image in a new tab. And then click this tab up here. So this is the actual image. I'm going to save this to my desktop. And then upload it to my Google Drive, which I'll show you at another time. Actually, let's do it now. So once again, I've created a bunch of folders inside my Google Drive. I'd like you to organize your Google Drive the way I showed you yesterday. And if you missed the video, or if you missed yesterday's class, you can see it in the video. For some reason, my Google Drive's not working. Maybe I have too many files open here. Okay, well, I can't share that now because it's not working. Anyway, I saved this to my desktop, but I also want to copy this link. So I'm going to click one time on this link and copy it, Control C. Then I'm going to go to my docs, docs.google.com. Let's see if this one's working. Google might not be working at the moment. I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to tap one time up here. call it reference images and links. And then I'm going to type in Popeye. And I'm going to select this text and create an external hyperlink. Click on the link and then paste, Control V. So if I ever need to go find that image again, I've got it saved in this Google document. What this helps me do is when I want to reference something later on, I can get back to that image very quickly. I've got the image also on my Google Drive. If it will let me get in, let's see, let's try that. See if that's working again or working yet. Okay, here we go. That's not the best place for it, so I'm going to go back here. And Clark Middle School. Eighth grade. I'm going to create a new folder and call it References. Then I'm going to double click that folder and upload that file by clicking New, File Upload, Popeye. So I've got the image, but my document isn't in here. So what I want to do is I want to go back to my drive to Recent. I want to click on this, double click to open it up, and then I'm going to change this to, oh, there it is. I want to move this to that other folder so that it's in the same place. So I'm going to go to Mr. Wing's Rooms, Clark Middle School, 8th grade. I hope this is the right one. I've got two of them for some reason. And I'm going to move it here because this is where, oops, where'd that? Nope. Okay, so for the time being, I'm going to put it in this second 8th grade folder. And then I'll find the Popeye reference from my drive, find out where that one ended up. Oops. Move to my drive, Mr. Wing's Rooms, Clark Middle School, 8th grade. Move it here. So that's how when you upload things, it's always going to be in your recent file, but see if you can try to organize your files so that it makes sense to you. You're not going to have as much stuff in your Google Drive yet. I've been using Google Drive for about 6 years, so I've got stuff from San Diego Unified, Visual Performing Arts. I've got all kinds of folders in here. That's why the file naming convention that I talked about yesterday is so important, because if I forget where I put something, but I go up here to the search feature, for instance, and type in DD, since I labeled my video yesterday Jane_DD, and I also labeled the drawings with a DD on it, I can search those, and then using that same process, if I right mouse click on this, I can move it to where it needs to go. So once again, saving references. When you're copying someone else's work, you always want to give that person credit for their work. One way that you do that is at the bottom of your drawing. If you were to copy that Popeye image, at the bottom of the drawing, if you could find out who drew that one, because Popeye's been around for probably 60 years or more, you want to give the original artist credit for it. So what you would do is you would type, or you would write in at the bottom of the drawing the word after. So when anyone sees the word after and then the artist's name, they know that you used that as a reference. So that's what you do. You give them credit. I'm going to actually put that down here at the bottom. If I can type. So you give them credit, save the file in your Google Drive, save the hyperlink in a document. I'll show you how to do this later. Actually, no, I apologize if my speaker keeps cutting out. I'm going to also put today's date so that I know when I accessed this. And again, the other cool thing about Google Drive is I can type in today's date and it'll find that file, which I got a lot of things with today's date on it. So that probably wasn't a very good example. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and open it up for questions. Does anyone have any questions?